Yeah. Okay, I just finished watching the Five Nights at Freddy's movie on my live stream. Thank you guys for watching. By the way, I'm still live, so that's why I'm saying thank you. But my review of the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. The atmosphere of the movie was downright perfect. It was amazing. They built an amazing pizzeria. Like, they built a kitchen, and it looked ghetto. It looked nice, or ghetto is the blanket term for nice here because it's supposed to look ghetto because it's a broken down pizzeria. They created a parts and service room with many different animatronics, and I think Shadow Freddy was one of them. It really looked like a horror workshop. Like, it looked terrifying. There was like empty endo heads in there, empty creepy dead suits that Fazbear Corporation has not used. Like, again, the pizzeria just looked nice. The animatronics, bro, the animatronics were great. They looked like 1-1 reconstructions of the video game. Like, I feel like Scott sent the what's the team that was behind that, the Creature Horror House or whatever. I forgot what they're called. Oh wait, no, Jim Henson's Creature House or something like that. It's like Scott gave Jim Henson's Creature House like a screenshot and said, "This is how I want the animatronics exactly from the game," and they reconstructed them completely. It's like they just jumped out of the posters around the pizzeria and they came into real life. Those animatronics were awesome. The red eyes thing, I don't know why people had a problem with the red eyes. I love the red eyes. It made the animatronics menacing. It showed that there was paranormal activity going around the pizzeria. And about the paranormal activity. The paranormal activity was perfect in that film. I didn't think they would do it right. I honestly didn't think they would actually like nail the paranormal activity, but they did it. Like, bro, there was one scene where Mike was dreaming, because in the movie he was trying to immerse, and he was trying to dream about like when his brother got taken, and the kids who possessed the animatronics, they joined him in his dream to try to give him information on Garrett in exchange for his sister. And there was one time where Foxy attacked him, the kid who possessed Foxy. He attacked him with his hook. There was blood on his arm. That was crazy. Like, it showed that dreams like really affected him in real life. And there was one time where like there was like a still shot of him, and he looked at the camera and his eyes turned black, and there was like tears going down his eyes. It was just like the missing kid, the missing kids from FNAF in the game. Like, it was hang on, I just gotta pull it up on my phone right quick. Like, he looked just, it was a normal kid, but he looked just like that. His eyes, like, oh wait, my camera has blur around it, but like, his eyes turned black and it had the black tears, just like from the game. That was perfect. That was insanely perfect, bro. Oh my god. The lights flickering, the pizzeria turning on and off, the kids controlling separate parts. It was bliss. It was awesome. They did it right. How bloody, how gory it was, how violent it was. I liked how sometimes they made an implication off to the side that something gnarly or bad was happening, or they would just outright show you. I was not expecting this movie to do that. I thought this movie was going to be full of jokes, full of like cheesy, crappy one-liners. No, like they treated this like a horror movie, and they treated it like a video game horror movie, because they added a lot of stuff from the video game into it, and it looked perfect. But bro, there is one scene I cannot get over. How Cat Connor Sterling hopped up on a fucking chair in front of Freddy's jaw. She looked inside because the boy inside Freddy was doing some paranormal crap and tried to lure her to him. And you could see their shadows on the fucking wall, right? And I'm still traumatized about it. She looked inside the jaw. His hand, the ghost boy's hand came out of the jaw, and then you could see her shadow on the wall being split in half by Freddy's jaw when it went down. That was probably hands down one of my favorite parts of the movie. I did not think they would do that. You could see her bottom half and her legs shaking as she went down too. That's crazy. That is actually insane. And then there was one part of the film where they had Foxy standing at the other end of the hallway when he was chasing the people who were trying to frame Mike. He was just standing there and his eye was red and the lights turned off and they turned back on and he was running towards the person. Amazing. And bro, there was one time in the film where they had Bonnie in the supply closet with Hank. I did not know Bonnie was in there. Bro, your monitor probably could have been like 50,000% bright. and you would have not seen Bonnie in the shadows. His eyes needed to turn red for me to know that he was in there. I thought they were doing some paranormal activity to Hank at first because the door locked on him, but nobody was in there. And then the fucking camera pans, and then there's Bonnie just right behind him with his red eyes. Peak. My review is this movie is 10 out of 10. This movie is 10 out of 10. It brought the game to life. It brought so much fan service. The scene where William Afton at the end was getting spring locked and he was still acting crazy and he was like, I always come back when he put the mask on. That shit was a bar. That was a huge bar. And when Abby showed the kids who killed them, and she looked William in the eyes and said, they know what you did. That was a bar. That was a huge bar. That was a huge bar. There was no crappy one-liners in the film. It was just great. And the scene where they revealed William Afton and the music that went with it, how it was like slowly rising to like a creepy sound when she was explaining the missing children's incident. Perfect. This movie is a 10 out of 10. And if you are IGN, if you are Rotten Tomatoes giving this movie a 4 out of 10, you can suck my dick. Just a little extra note for clarification here. My anger is not from the fact that I'm saying like, oh, if you don't agree that this movie is a masterpiece or a 10 out of 10, you can go burn and our word is upright, just, hold. No, it's more the fact that I've heard a lot on Twitter when I shouldn't have been on there that the critics were saying it was a negative film, and it turned my brain into thinking like, uh-oh, is this film bad? Did they mess up on the script? Because I know they didn't mess up on the atmosphere. I know they didn't mess up on the threats, because the threats look like they're actually from the game, and the pizzeria looks like it's just like something out of the game. But yeah, I thought something went wrong terribly that caused the rest of the film to crumple, and it didn't. Like, they did everything right, bro. To me, they just did everything right. Like, the horror aspect of the film, I went in there thinking they weren't gonna have too much horror. It was just gonna be, like, lighthearted and all jokes and cheesy shit. It wasn't. We literally seen someone get split in half. We seen people actually get stuffed in the suits. Like, we seen Kat Connor Sterling and Shadow Freddy. Like, that was crazy. I seen somebody's face beaten in by animatronic paws. Like, I didn't think I would be seeing that much blood and violence in that movie. And I also like the implied violence, like how you can hear someone getting sawed off in the distance as the camera's panning around the pizzeria. I like the fact that they used shadows to show that someone got split in half. I like that they used shadows and darkness perfectly to the point where they had to make one of the animatronic eyes turn red so you know he was there. And like I don't know, it was great. I'm sorry to say that was a perfect film, and that is the last time I ever listened to anybody on Twitter before I watch a movie by myself. Don't fall into my mistake, bro. Twitter made me think for like the last 24 hours before the film came out, or 24 hours before the film came out, that it was gonna be ass. And no, it was actually pretty great. Like it's higher than I'm sorry IGN. It's higher than a 4 out of 10. I'm sorry, Rotten Tomatoes, it's definitely higher than a 25%. Because they really could have done what Paramount almost did to Sonic. You know, they really could have just got like a fuzzy ass bear and put a top hat on it and a black tie on it and called that Freddy. They could have got a fuzzy ass bunny that didn't look at all like Bonnie with a guitar. Like, Paramount almost gave us the shittiest version of Sonic ever, and it took everybody on the internet yelling at them to not use that. So just remember, like, we could have had worse, and that movie was actually great. They tried to bring the lore into the movie from the game. Like, they tried to bring game into reality with that film, and I'm sorry if 4 out of 10 does that shit injustice, because then there's gonna be a bunch of people thinking that, oh, I shouldn't go watch this movie. Oh, was my pre-order on this movie a waste? Oh god, why are the critics saying it's a 4 out of 10 and it's a 25%? A 25% was literally a to Scott, like, and to everybody who made that damn film. A 25%? Like, it just kind of pisses me off thinking about it. Like, A 25% is basically saying, yeah, they made a movie. It was an hour and 49 minutes, but what was that movie? You know, like, dang. A 25% is what you give to, like, Sonic 06, you know? Like, it was a game, but it wasn't, like, a good one. Like, shit. That's insane, bro. Yeah, don't listen to critics. At least watch it first before you give your judgment on it, because some critics may just be out of touch. And honestly, you could probably use the argument that they're not Five Nights at Freddy's fans, but that's the thing. It's like that movie is creating its own universe, but it's using stuff from FNAF to create its universe. So you can watch the movie without knowing shit about FNAF. It's just the fans who are going to be a little ahead of you and knowing what's going to happen. Because obviously the fans are going to know that William Afton gets spring-locked in the end. Especially after Abby called the fact that it's going to be raining soon. And even though the rain didn't have anything to do with spring-locking in that universe. But, you know, it was raining when he got spring-locked in the game. So that's how I knew that, oh shit, the spring-lock suits are about to get introduced. And lo and behold, they literally were the next scene. And yeah, I don't know, bro. Like, just make your own judgments is what I'm trying to say at the end of the day.